I'm super excited about tonight and this entire branding series that I'm doing to help you really reinvigorate, revamp, and rebrand your business so that you can become hopefully more profitable, hopefully more popular, and understanding the difference in between the two. And that profit really is your goal. So tonight we're going to be talking about how to make your brand contagious, how to really build a brand that catches on. A lot of my friends call me Midas. They say, Coach, everything you touch turns to gold. And like, not really. And it's like not always been like that. Can I just be transparent? That when I first started, a lot of what I touched turned to nothing. And over time, I got better at what works, what does not work, what's a waste of time, what makes money. Hey, Jean, how are you? And so, I created this formula, and this is the same formula that I share with my clients as to what works and what doesn't work as it relates to building your brand. And so that's what we're going to be talking about tonight is really what makes brands contagious. And if you're somebody that doesn't know because you've never created anything that's viral, then you need to really listen up and take heart and really think about how you're operating right now in your brand and what you can do differently. And I know that that's hard. A lot of people really struggle with different, but different is the key to your next level. Because if you're not doing something differently, and then you're not going to get different results. So with that being said, if you haven't shared the broadcast, make sure you go ahead and share the broadcast and know that this information that you're about to receive tonight is super valuable information, but only if you act on it. Okay. And why is it critical? Let's talk about, first of all, why is it critical that your brand be contagious? Because you shouldn't have to work hard to market your brand. Okay. Marketing in and of itself is hard work, but it should give you fruitful results. You don't want to be marketing and not getting results. And a lot of you are spending your days and your nights on social media. You're spending your money buying this software and that software. You're spending time on technology and you're not getting a return on your investment that is worthy of the time, energy, and money that you're spending, which is something's wrong. Something's wrong. So if I'm not making money, then what am I doing or what do I need to do differently in order to? Because let's just start at the beginning. If you have a business, your business objective is to earn revenue. No ifs, no ands, no buts. And so we can't make excuses about businesses that are not making money. That means that there's a fatal flaw in our systemic approach to what we're doing. So with that being said, what do you do if you want to create a brand and you want that brand to be viral? So the first thing you got to do is be relevant. You don't always need to rebrand, but sometimes your brand is outside of what is current. And being relevant to your clients' needs, to what's going on with your target, and being current in your approach to their problem. It doesn't mean their problem has changed. If you're a doctor, you're still helping sick people. However, the way you help those people may need to be current and relevant. I don't know if you guys have seen, but there's a Microsoft Team commercial. If you don't know what Microsoft Team is, Microsoft Team is a lot like Zoom, and it allows people face-to-face interaction. And this hospital talks about how they went from literally no virtual appointments at all to now doing 5,000 virtual appointments a day. That is being relevant and that is being current. And some of you need to take your current business model and look at it and say, I need to change this. And that's why we created this rebranding boot camp. And yep, you can absolutely apply for the grant, even if your business hasn't launched. We do have a grant for businesses that have not launched. Go to bit.ly/freewomen2020 and put your application in. We have different levels. We have the rebranding bootcamp for businesses that are stuck. We have the build your online business for businesses that are new. We have the certification levels for business people that want to get their certifications and learn how to get clients, because there's a difference between a certification and a coaching business. There's a big difference. And you're not going to know it until you go out there and pay somebody $10,000 or $12,000 for a certification, only to find out you're certified, but you don't know how to get clients. It's a big difference. So you got to understand that regardless as to who you are and what you do, you've got to rise up to meet the needs of your clientele right now. It does not change the core of who you are. It does not change the essence of what you do. It just makes you the most popular because you're the most current. And a lot of times that takes a level of strategy that you may not be aware of yourself, which is why it's critical. And again, guys, if you haven't shared this broadcast and invite others, that is part of what our problem is we want to contain information to ourselves, keep information to ourselves, and we're not really out there sharing and perpetuating. I just got off with my mentees talking about different levels of grants that are available, and that if we all work together, then we'll all be able to find the information that's necessary for us to get what is needed. But when we're all independent and apart, then we miss opportunities. So sometimes you need strategy outside of your zone of excellence. And that's why these grants come in, bit.ly/freewomen2020, because if you don't know how to bake a cake, just wanting to bake a cake is not enough. I want you guys to understand that. So want to, hey Marva, is not enough. You got to not only want to, you got to know how. So the first thing, if you want a viral brand, you got to be relevant. You got to be current. You got to be strategic. Let me tell you what else. You've got to be different. In order for your marketing, it's called a unique selling position or a unique selling proposition, a USP. And it means I got the same product as somebody else, but what's my unique positioning? Let me tell you. Let me give you an example. If you look at like Pizza Hut's unique positioning is that they were the first. They were the first national pizza delivery company, which means that anybody that came after them had to take a different sales position. You can't be first if somebody else is already first. So Domino's came in and said, well, we're fastest. Are y'all listening to what I'm saying? Because you got to have something that makes you different. So Domino's said, we're fastest. Then Papa John's came in. They couldn't say we're number one. They couldn't say we're the fastest. They had to say fresher ingredients. And so, hey, Miss Sharon, everybody has to have what makes you different. I don't care if you're selling fried chicken. What makes you different? KFC is going to say 11 herbs and spices. Popeyes is going to say we got that Cajun flavor. Churches is going to say we got chicken that's on steroids. Whatever. But a lot of you are not thinking about what's different. You're so busy trying to make yourself like your competitor that you don't realize people will pay more for different. Y'all know that Church's chicken is on steroids. Quit playing. Y'all know them with baby turkeys. Stop playing with me. And then another thing we forget in all this social media that's trying to make you act and be, hey Coco, like everybody else, we forget to be ourselves. Just being yourself is enough sometimes to separate you from everybody else. Go ahead and say me if you agree with that. Sometimes just the fact that you are yourself. When my hair first started falling out, I had a major problem with it. I was like, man, how am I going to get out here and really be me with no hair? But what I had to realize is that the me was different. And now I can go into any airport, any major store, and somebody not know who I am. So all the while, I'm thinking God was taking something from me and taking my hair. What he was really doing was giving me something. He was giving me individuality. He was giving me something that nobody else could replicate. Matter of fact, probably don't nobody want to replicate it, but he gave it to me. And he said, I'm going to give you this bald head, girl, and I'm going to give you the confidence to go out there and rock it. And they're not going to be confused about who you are. And they can say what they want, and you're still going to be yourself, and you're still going to be different. And you couple that with the fact that I'm super consistent like Superman, and it's unbeatable. And if the one thing you don't get out of this program with this grant is that being consistent, absolutely, Miss Sharon. That's why I tell people, stop changing your hair. Do y'all want $1 million? Anybody want $1 million brand tip right now? I'm going to give you $1 million brand tip on how to make you recognizable as part of your brand, regardless as to what you do and regardless as to where you go. Just say me if you want this tip. And I got this tip from a brand manager a long time ago. How many people do you know that you see their picture on social media, and when they show up in person, they don't look nothing like that picture on social media? Now, I do agree that you can have makeovers, and I do agree that you should put your best foot forward when it comes to the pictures that you share on social media. But, you can't be light skinned with long hair on your social media pictures, and then when I meet you in person, you dark skinned and bald. It don't match. And so you just lost an opportunity to take advantage of brand recognition. You shouldn't change your look from a brand perspective any more frequently than once every year or two. That means if you're wearing big hair right now, people should grow to know you for your big hair. If you wear a short cut, people should get to know you by your shortcut. If you're in the hair industry, hold on, wait a minute now. If hair is your business, you should always be changing your hair. Did y'all catch that? If some part of your business is being trendy, like the fashion industry, and you rocking the blue hair to go with the blue clothes, or you rocking the straight hair to go with the Cleopatra look, or you rocking the ball. Y'all know how to do it for the ball. So if that's your industry, then yes. If that is not your industry, you're turning your looks into a distraction, unfortunately. And that, my friends, is $1 million brand lesson. What you don't want is for your online persona and your offline persona to conflict. You want people to be able to see you and know you for you. And even if that means a particular hair color, maybe you're somebody that doesn't like the same style. then don't be blonde today and black tomorrow and red the next day. At least stay with the same color tones. You ain't never lied. D. Morris said Oprah had the same hair for decades. You think she didn't want to get some braids? You think Oprah wasn't itching for a Jerry curl in Jerry curl season? You think Oprah didn't want to get a bob? You think Oprah didn't want to get some crochet braids? And she probably did. But from a brand awareness. And I want you to think about some people that you know. Look at the president, Donald Trump, same hair for a decade. Obama, same haircut. Beyonce, same hair color. Mr. T, 50 years later, same haircut. You can learn from these brands. And I know you think you're being cute, but once you build a brand, every decision you make, even about your personal life, has to do with your brand. And I can tell you who messed that up. Karen in San Francisco launched that beauty supply business out there messing with that man about writing Black Lives Matter on his house. She forgot she run a whole brand. She done had to take her website down. She done lost her contract with Birchbox. You can't just, when you have a brand, your brand is like your job. Is everybody listening to me real close? When you have a brand, your brand is like your job. You can't do no shit on your brand that you wouldn't do on your job. Did y'all catch that? So the same way you go to your job and act like you got some sense, you got to act like you got some sense in your brand. Another $1 million tip. Your personal Facebook is just as much a part of your brand as your business Facebook. Don't think you can separate the two. So if you out turning up and drinking and posting those pictures on your personal profile, and then a potential client sees them and judges you, don't be sanctimonious like, oh, well, she shouldn't have been. That's my personal page. I do what I want to do on personal page. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Even these college kids is finding out that these colleges is going to your personal Facebook to see. Social media is good and bad, meaning that it records everything you do. So don't think you can go turn up on your personal page and then be on your business page talking about the ministry. And they see you changing your status. Yeah. I thought you had told me that. Troy was talking about one of his godsons that wanted to be a police officer. Listen, you even got to watch what other people tag you in, because he didn't post it himself. Somebody posted it, tagged him in it. It ended up on his page, and he ended up losing a job opportunity with the police department because somebody else. Man, look, y'all, you can't play with their social media. Sometimes you got to keep your opinion to yourself and let your money do the talking. If you're not at your job wearing no Black Lives Matter t-shirt, because your job won't let you. And then sometimes too, as a brand, you got to draw your line in the sand and say, who am I going to serve? And do I even care about what other people think? And until your brand has really grown, you don't have that level of flexibility. If you see all of these celebrities on Twitter and television and everywhere else. Now they coming under fire. What's his name? Howard Stern. Howard Stern was just a fool. Black, white, against women, indifferent. But now he's coming under fire for doing them blackface sketches a long time ago. You are accountable to what your brand does. So don't be doing dirt and then be trying to hide. If you want your brand to go viral, you got to not only be different and be yourself, you got to be consistent. Guess what else you got to do? And for those of you who have not yet applied, let me tell you what's going to happen. When the funds for this grant dry up, I'm going to get at least 20 sob stories of people and why they didn't apply. And I'm going to say, well, sis, we was going live every day asking you to apply. We were sending emails telling you to apply. We have so many different types of programs to help brand new and existing entrepreneurs that if you don't get this help, and this is the quote I said this morning, if you want something, go get it. If you really want it, go get a mentor. bit.ly/freewomen2020. Once you apply, check your junk mail. We're communicating with you about the next steps. We're not leaving nobody twisted. You want your brand to be contagious, you got to also be a visionary. Everybody is not going to be able to see what you see for your business right now. Amen. Some of you got to realize that there are some haters in your midst. And even though you see $1 million business or a $1 billion business, them haters are going to tell you that you're not really seeing what you're seeing. But you got to be a Jeff Bezos and you got to hold on to Amazon and being the first trillionaire, regardless as to what people say or think. You have to be a Elon Musk and be willing to take people to Mars. Elon Musk did a Malcolm X and said, by any means necessary, whatever the cost. He said it on public television. People may die on this first mission, but it didn't stop people from investing millions of dollars to be on that first trip. See, if you don't believe in your vision, who do you expect to believe in your vision? See, y'all want people to believe in something you ain't even took the training wheels off of yet. Hello? You want people to believe in your $1 million and you don't even believe in your first 15, your first 30. You got to be able to see where you want to go, regardless as to what anybody else sees or says, and you got to hold on to it. You got to hold on to it. So if you want your brand to be contagious, you got to be a visionary. There are just not that many leaders out there. It's so unfortunate, but it's just not. People who are willing to run ahead and come back and get everybody else, it's just not. People who are willing to challenge age-old adages. You know, I'm trying to break the sound barrier. I'm trying to break the speed of light barrier. I'm trying to break a record when it comes to this track meet. I'm trying to do something nobody else anywhere has ever done. There's just not that many people that wake up like that every day. So when you're a visionary and every day you wake up, and like I told my mentees tonight, I want to create a community of self-sustained women, the first of its kind since Black Wall Street, where we are in and of ourselves supportive, whether it's fiduciary, whether it's emotional, whether it's physical, whether it's marketing, social media. We have viral capacity when we work together. We have the ability to change the world when we work together, but it takes more than one visionary and it takes more than one person with the shovel. So you've got to be a visionary. Your business has to be an experience. When you talk to my clients about working with me, I want them to be moved to tears. Hello? I want them to cry about how I changed their life. I want them to break down about the opportunities that they have that they wouldn't have had they met me. I want them to weep about how their lives, you want your brand to be contagious, change some people's lives. I think somebody didn't hear me real quick. I don't know if y'all caught that. I want to be able to pull my clients in front of you, and I want you to be able to ask them anything. And I could bet about 85 to 90% of them not going to even be able to finish the conversation without saying, she changed my life. You want your brand to be contagious? Your brand needs to be an experience, a life-changing experience, an experience that people talk about the world over, something that they've never witnessed before, something that they've never seen before. You want your brand to be contagious. Change some lives. You want your brand to be contagious? Be about your business. There are so many lackluster business owners, and we're talking tonight about how to build a viral brand, how to build a brand that catches on, how to build a brand that's just not mediocre, but is masterful. And I'm going to recap what we've talked about so far. But you want your business to be epic. You want your business to be iconic. Be about your business. You can email me, for $9. Now, I have a team in place that's supposed to get them emails. But every now and then, because I'm up early and often, I get them first. And I'm going to email you back myself about a $9 digital product. Be about your business. Be responsive. Be a person of your word. Do what you say you're gonna do, and above and beyond. Me and my team go so far above and beyond, people take us for granted. But you know what? I wouldn't have it no other way, because it's too many snake oil purveyors, it's too many shysters, it's too many tricksters, it's too many people out in the world that don't do what they say they're gonna do, that it makes it harder for me. So I tell you what I know. I know that since I've been walking these internet streets for the last 9 years, I know I ain't never cheated nobody. I know that when you come and work with me, you're going to get your money's worth and more. I know that I'm going to work, like the Bible says, in all of my getting, I'm going to get an understanding before I teach it to you. I'm going to work to stay current. I'm going to evolve with the needs of my clients. And if they do what I tell them to do, it's going to change their life. Hey, Bliss Beauty University. And I got a track record of not only success, but I got a track record of being about my business. I show up for my clients more than I'm supposed to. Come on now. Which brings me to my last one. You want your brand to be contagious? Be about your people. See, some people forget about you once you sign the paperwork. Hey, Candace Holyfield, got a celebrity in the house, the six-figure spot chick. Some people don't fool with you once, but I fool with my clients. I try to keep them on top of their game. Whatever they need, I got it. And you got to be about your people. I'm about everybody making the money. And not just me making the money. And until you align yourself with people who are about profit for the community, not just profit for themselves, not just I'm gonna get these bones, but you gotta be about your people. You want your brand to be iconic. It's not gonna be what you say about your brand at the end of the day. It's gonna be what other people say about your brand, what other people say about your business, what other people say about your skills. If it was as easy as what we said, come on now. But it's not about that. It's not about that. We're in the middle of the greatest wealth transfer that perhaps has ever happened. The haves are about to give a whole lot over to the have-nots. And we're either going to be in a position where we're in expectation, or we're going to be in a position where we leave this wealth transfer not having gotten what we came for. I don't know about you, but I'm still waiting on my reparations. I don't know about you, but I feel like the blood of my blood paid a price for this country to be great, and that this country owes me something, and that I plan on going to get it. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to sit around and wait on a stimulus. I'm going to take it. I'm not going to sit around and wait on reparations. I'm going to take it. I'm not going to sit around and let the government tell me what I can and cannot earn. I'm going to not only lead the wealth transfer, I'm leaving with what I came to get. And all of that starts with being a visionary, being about your business and being about your people. And that's absolutely right. That's absolutely right, Devin. We not in no recession. We not in no depression. This is a redistribution of wealth. And you're going to have to decide how you want to come out of this. When COVID first started, I told my clients, we're going to come out of this better than when we went in. And I ain't lied. Everybody's money is up. Are you living in expectation? I'm telling you, a lot of people had money handed down to them, not going to make it out. But all I can worry about is me and mine. So guys, if you're in a place where you need to rebrand your business so that your marketing messages are crystal clear, so that your connection to your client is crystal clear, so that your brand can go viral, so that you can reposition for what we're going through right now, so you can draw a line in the sand and let people know exactly where you stand. Make sure you go to bit.ly/freewomen2020 and get your application in. I'm going to get out of here because the mister cooked turkey wings, rice, cabbage, macaroni and cheese, green beans, cranberry sauce. Man, look. When I get through eating tonight, I'm going to be blind. But I want to recap real quick, guys. Listen, how to make your brand contagious. You want your brand to go viral, you got to always be relevant and current. You've got to have a strategy. Stop pump faking. Stop being all over social media and not really knowing what your purpose is. What's the end result? What's your goal? Have a strategy. Don't let people make you feel as if you gotta be conforming to who they are. Be different. Be yourself. The only thing that you can be the best at all the time is yourself. That's it. The one thing that you can master, the one character that you can master at every sensitive imagination is being you. Stop trying to be everybody else. Be yourself. And here's another thing. Once you stop trying to be everybody else, you can consistently be yourself. A lot of times we're not showing up consistently because we think we got to show up as Wonder Woman today. We think we have to show up as Superwoman tomorrow, Catwoman the next day. And you spend so much time trying to get this costume of who you really not on that by the time you look up, the day is over and you've not even represented your brand. Show up as yourself, baby. Once I realized that God created me the way he created me for a reason, in all of my silliness, in all of my loudness, with my big old bald head, and that everything he added into that recipe, he had a reason for doing it. I stopped trying to be everybody else. And I spend a lot more time connecting with who am I really and what do I want. Spent a long time, years and years, working on what everybody else wanted. This time, I'm buying my house. I'm buying my car. I'm working my hours. It's time for me to take care of me. It's been a long time coming, but it's time. And it's time for me to stop living with any limits that were given to me by anybody else as a result of their own idiosyncrasies and as a result of their own securities. It's time for me to stop trying to let people live vicariously through me, people that were too afraid to do it themselves, so they dared me to do it, or they couldn't do it themselves, and so they say I can't do it. It's time. It's time for me to go get it and come back with it. And it's probably time for you to do it too. But I can't do it as anybody other than me because I'm not equipped. I'm not equipped to go get it as anybody else. If I can't do nothing else, I can be my best me. And I can do that consistently. Last but not least, be a visionary. You got to be able to see beyond that $100 in your account. Amen. That $1,000 in your account. That $100,000 in your account. That $500,000 in your account. Do you know how hard it is to have money and still be hungry? If you ain't never been through it, I can tell you it's hard. It's almost harder than not having any money. And I've done both. Matter of fact, I spent more time with no money to the point that I think I'm most comfortable. Can I tell y'all the truth? Can I tell y'all the truth? I'm having to adjust to having a lot of money. I'm having to adjust to and some parts of me always wants to go back to the pillar to post. You think you wouldn't, but you do. It's very, very difficult to stay hungry when you have more than enough to eat, when your family has more than enough to eat, when your bills are paid and you don't owe nobody for nothing. It's very, you gotta find a whole different motivation. It's levels to this shit, y'all. You think it's just get the bag and go home? It's not. Even when you get the bag, just to stay motivated to get the next bag, that's a whole nother level. And then to double and triple that bag, it's a whole nother level. But I'm determined to do the me work, because that's the only person that keeps you from your next level, right? You can blame the inner me, but it's really your inner me that's keeping you from your next level. If you look at your bank account and you don't like the results, cuss yourself out or pray for yourself, whichever one you choose. But that's a real story, because the only person that has ultimate control over what you earn is you. Good, bad, indifferent. And when you get tired of looking at your current situation, you'll say to yourself, I'm finna do something different. And I mean it this time. See, you probably said it before. Some of y'all said every new year, oh boy, I hear the celebrations, baby. I be online. I see all of the what's it called? The resolutions, girl. I be reading them and I'll be like, now, girl, you know you had that same resolution back in 2012. And you ain't did, and I can't judge. Because, girl, every year I say I'm going to lose some weight. Don't laugh too hard at that now. Wait a minute now. I can't judge. Because every year I'll be in Weight Watchers. January 1st. Miss Sharon, that ain't that damn funny now. Every year I'll be in Weight Watchers from the 1st to the 3rd. Baby, I'll be up in that thing. Go get my good gym membership. Ain't been to the gym yet. I got a bad gym. Ain't been to the gym yet. Yeah, every year. New year, new me. We be about that life, girl, to about the 10th, 11th. It don't take it don't take long. It don't take long. It don't. But you gotta be for real about it this year. You do. Everybody can relate. Listen, Mr. Brown, everybody can relate on something. Everybody needs help with something. Did y'all hear me? Everybody. And the minute we just admit shit, this ain't working, bro. I need to get me some help. That's when things start changing. Not a minute before. Your willpower is not enough. Positive affirmations, not enough. Saying it over and over, not enough. Hard work. Hard work is not enough. The first trap is the mental trap. If you can overcome those mental hurdles, then you got a chance. But more often than not, you need some coaching to help you over those mental hurdles. You're going to keep knocking over them same hurdles over and over and over and over. True story. Everybody needs help with something. So that's one of the reasons I don't judge. My bank account used to be just as dry as yours. I had to figure that piece out. And it's a lot more other stuff I still got to figure out. In and of itself, life is kind of hard. Anybody that says this not, they kind of lying to kick it. Life is kind of difficult. And it's a bunch of moving parts. And the more parts I don't have to figure out by myself, the more parts I can figure out with my sisters, the more parts I can figure out hiring coaches and hiring experts, the better off I will be. Girl, Jean, we need to help. We need to help each other. Girl, you help me, I'm going to help you, girl. You help me lose 100 pounds, I'm going to help you make 100,000. How about that? But yeah, it's a really true story, y'all. You got to, at that point where your psyche breaks and says, I can't do this anymore. Hmm. Anybody at that point where you look at your bank account and you just say, I can't participate in this anymore. You look at that scale and you say, I can't participate in this anymore. You look at that, you look in the mirror and you say, I can't participate in this unhappiness anymore. You got to get to that point. I don't care if it's a relationship, your weight, your job, your bank account. You got to get to that point and you got to say, enough is enough. And I refuse to participate in this anymore. And once you get to that point, that's when things change. And not a minute before. And you got to be done. Yeah, you can't date it. You can't be around it. You can't be associated with it because all of it brings up those same old feelings. You got to be done. So I'm going to get out of here, guys. I love you tremendously. I'll be here Thursday night. Yeah, you can't be sick of tired being sick of tired. We just say that, girl, you got to be exhausted. You got to be exhausted and nauseous. You can't just be sick and tired of being sick and tired. You got to be exhausted and nauseous. And when you get there, things will change. They sure will.